over the past few months, I'm sure that you've heard the term once or twice that the real estate markets currently are in what is known as a seller's market, actually a strong seller's market. But what exactly does that mean? What does it mean to be in a seller's market? Hi, this is Andrew with the Andrew Smith team at eXp Realty. And I'm here today with my faithful assistant and companion Bailey over my shoulder here to break that down for you, to kind of explain what a seller's market is and what it means for you if you're potentially in the market to buy or sell a home. So start off, the real estate market usually exists in one of three types of markets: a seller's market, a neutral market, and a buyer's market. To be honest with you, we don't spend a lot of time in a neutral market, or at least not that I've experienced. And I've been doing this nearly 20 years now. It's not an area, it's a narrow window between the two. And we don't spend a whole lot of time there. But what exactly does it mean to be in a seller's market? Well, determining whether you're in a buyer's market or a seller's market is directly related to the amount of inventory on the market. So what is inventory in terms of real estate? Well, it's simply homes for sale. It's the number of homes for sale in relation to the number of buyers buying homes. So let's break this down for you simply. So when you're talking about inventory, and they measure inventory in months, right? So what they're basically saying, or what it's saying, is that if you have a 2-month supply of inventory, which is actually right around the national level of inventory right now, that means that at the current pace of sales, assuming no new homes get listed, every single property that's up for sale would be gone within 2 months. We would be out of inventory. So obviously in real estate, it can change daily, as there are never not any new homes coming to market. There's always new homes being listed. But as you've noticed, or I think you've noticed lately, those homes are being sold. They're being snapped up as quickly as they are being listed. So if we break this down on what defines each of the different markets. So historically, if you have less than a 6-month supply, you are considered to be in a seller's market. Okay, so the balance between buyers and sellers more favors sellers, and homes are going to appreciate in value. Law of supply and demand. The stronger the seller's market, meaning the lower the amount of inventory, the faster prices will rise. Now, as you probably noticed, over the past year, home prices have been rising pretty quickly, indicating how strong of a seller's market we're in. 6 months is considered a balanced market. So if we have 6 months of inventory, right in between 6 and 7, it's considered a balanced market or a neutral market. That means that home prices are still going to appreciate, but they're going to appreciate at the pace of inflation, right? So it's not favoring one side or the other. If you get into a market with more than 7 months, then that means that you're in a buyer's market. There's actually more supply, more homes for sale than there is actually demand. And that is when you start to see prices depreciate, prices come down, as sellers need to lower the price of their home to make it more attractive for buyers to buy. So right now, as I mentioned, if you have less than 6 months, you are generally considered to be in a seller's market. Now, as I mentioned, nationally, there's about a 2-month supply right now. Very, very low. In the markets that I work in, specifically my team operates in, Frisco and Prosper in North Texas and Temecula in Southern California, we're nowhere near the national average. I mean, the amount of inventory in Frisco is 0.7 months. Right now in Prosper, it's 0.5 months, so basically 2 weeks. And in Temecula, it's 0.9 months, so just under a month. So in all of the markets we're operating in, we're less than half the national average for the amount of inventory, which means we are in an extreme seller's market. Again, when you're in that situation, it means that the conditions for negotiating a sale favor they definitely favor the sellers. As anyone that's been trying to buy a home is probably seeing, you're seeing multiple offers. You're seeing people waiving appraisals. You're seeing people waiving inspections or doing an inspection but asking for no repairs. They're not asking for any concessions. It makes it very, very difficult right now. And it puts sellers in an extremely strong position with regards to those negotiations. So that is the current market that we're in, and that is breaking down right now what they mean when they say we're in a seller's market or an extreme seller's market. Now, I will say that over the last 3 weeks, I have noticed things start to change slightly. And I do mean slightly. So just out driving around, I've seen more for sale signs than I have in months. And I'm also noticing that some of those homes, they don't have lines the first day that they're active down the driveway of people waiting to get in. So we are seeing a little bit more inventory. In fact, I checked it this morning, and in both Frisco and Prosper, we actually have seen quite a jump in the past month of new homes coming for sale. Still way below year ago levels, but is moving into a little bit more supply. So we actually have as many new listings in the past month. It takes us back to about where we were last August. In Southern California, you're also seeing more inventory, not quite as much as you did last August, but closer to where it was in October. So again, real estate also has a normal cyclical market to it. I mean, the amount of homes for sale in the winter months tends to go down and picks up again as we move into spring. And that's what we're seeing right now. So what does this mean if you're planning to buy or sell? Well, if you're planning to buy, it's still going to be very, very competitive. First and foremost, you may get an idea of the areas that you're looking for, but you definitely want to make sure you get everything done to prepare up front. You want to get your bank pre-approval done. You want to talk to the lender. You want to know what those financing options are, and you want that done. Because when a home does come on the market that you are interested in, you are going to need to move quickly. And if you submit an offer and don't have that financing place, the seller's not even going to consider it. They're not even going to look at you as a serious buyer. For a seller, if you've been thinking of selling and you're trying to get the highest price at the best terms, conditions right now favor that. They are absolutely in your favor to accomplish that. But as I mentioned, it is changing a little bit. It's, again, nothing major. I mean, if we've seen inventory tick up just ever so slightly, but it is starting to tick up, and it's fully expected that that's going to continue as we move further into this year. So hopefully that helps kind of explain the difference between a buyer's market and a seller's market and the conditions that we're seeing today. If you want to be notified whenever I put more information out like this and explain what's going on in the local market, please go ahead, hit the subscribe button to this channel, hit the little bell to turn on notifications, get the thumbs up to like this video. And if you have any questions at all about your specific situation or wondering if it's a good time for you to consider buying or selling, please reach out. There's never any cost or obligation, and I'm always happy to talk to you and answer the questions that you have.